Yeah, welcome. It's episode 269.
Nice. Trying to get the energy up,
Yeah,
Our energy is up. We're trying to get your energy up.
Correct. Welcome to the China Show.
No, this is a big one.
It's huge. The real China Show, guys.
Can I be honest about something? We forgot to make one of those freaking coming up show, because this show is nuts. If there was a show that needed that, it's this episode.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is.
So go out there, share this out on your socials if you can right now. At the very least, can you please give us a thumbs up?
Yeah,
please,
we'd love
please
that.
get this on people's feeds. They need to see this one. We were just talking about in the green room, which we had right before this. That's why we're all amped up.
Yep.
We had the green room right before this, so you can get that on Patreon, but at the lowest tier.
Yep.
And we were talking on the green room about how we went on the feed, news feed today.
Yeah.
And it was 100% positive news about China.
100%.
And we're like, how is this so in opposition to what we're about to cover?
Can you imagine going onto the news feed and seeing 100% positive news about America?
Dude, imagine that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
There's nothing bad about Trump.
Nope.
There's nothing bad about the
Biden.
economy.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about anything.
No homeless,
gun
illegals,
violence,
this
no,
and that.
nothing.
Oh, just only
It's
good
like
stuff.
Everything's working out.
Yes.
That's what the news is about China right now.
It's kind of insane. Anyway, guys, it's time for us to saunter right into it with what's new, because we've got a lot to cover and it's all good. Well, all good and interesting. We're starting out with Roberts as per usual.
Yes, Chinese Roberts, as they call them. Mm-hmm. You guys seen the robotics industry?
Yes.
They also have robotic cars, right? So you can play this. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
The problem with these is that they're self-driving, and they're for package delivery.
Yes.
Right? So they drive around it, but their autonomous systems are awful.
Yes.
They are causing car accidents. Mm-hmm. They're driving through pedestrian crosswalks.
They drive through red lights.
They drive through red lights.
Yeah.
They're very, very bad. And the thing is, we actually found that clip with the audio restored because, as you know, if you've been watching the kind of the robotics industry in China, they all have the same kind of sentient personality.
Very, very lewd.
Very lewd and aggressive.
Oh. It's loud.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you too. Fuck you. Fuck you too. Fuck you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Wow.
Okay, wow,
Very
down.
aggressive, isn't it? And the thing is, he got mad because he was trying to get through the crosswalk there, and everyone's getting in his way. I think it should be the other way around.
I mean, China is such a chaotic place on the roads. It's just insane to me that they would allow these self-driving vehicles on the roads of China.
I want to ask you as a human, don't you think the humans should be rising up? They're running away. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're running
away
from
from the Roberts.
Yeah.
The Roberts are getting mad at the humans. Don't you think it should be the other way around? I played that clip that we showed you.
Oh, yeah, of course. We got the Roberts clip.
They're fighting humans. Humans are not fighting them.
It's time to rise up against our, metal overlords or whatever.
Yes.
So, look here, guys. On the 19th of June, this pretty awful thing happened, okay? This building burned down and killed people, and then it was immediately demolished overnight.
That's so sus.
Yeah, because that's not normal, okay? No. So a building caught fire.
Yeah.
Okay, of course there were deaths involved, which is awful.
Kids.
Yeah, but, part of the building collapsed, but they came in and demolished it overnight.
Yes. Actually, as it was smoldering.
Yeah, it's really suspect, right? Like, why would you do that? Why would you just come and,
Well, I can tell you why.
Why?
I can give you my opinion. I can give you what was pulled off the internet. Like, the Chinese internet got censored about this topic.
Look, it's the same night, and they bring the excavators in.
It's still on fire.
Yeah, you can see it's still smoldering. They're like, let's just tear this whole thing down.
So what happened is locals speculate that the fire was actually set on purpose. So people didn't want to move out of this building. Remember, in China, you can't own land.
Yeah.
Right. So the government has to reclaim land. They hire thugs and cops to go in there. Turns into these great battles. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Speculation is that people didn't want to move out of this building.
Well, they never do, because here's the thing. If you happen to be in a building that's on land that the local government wants to reclaim to sell to a developer, if you hold out longer, they will pay you more usually.
Yes.
Right? So they'll hold out for as long as possible. Some people actually just don't want to move.
Yeah.
Because that's where they've been living.
Especially in China, where your laojia, your old home, and your hukou, where your residence permit is tied exactly to where you're from.
Now, don't get this wrong. People do not own land in China.
No.
That's not their land, okay?
No.
But the building that's on the land belongs to them, okay? Because when you buy a house in China or you buy an apartment, you own those bricks.
Right.
But it's like this concrete box in the sky. You don't own the land. But you can't get your house moved until your lease is up.
Right.
That's why they offer them, okay, listen, we'll pay you X amount of money to move out so we can demolish it, right?
Right.
But most people, they hold out because, first of all, they don't want to move. Second of all, if they hold out longer, they can get paid more.
Right.
So like you said, thugs are usually hired to
Pause,
intimidate. I'll pause it here. Yeah, usually they hire thugs to intimidate, like you say, okay? And they'll come in there, a big crowd of them, and they're like, get out of here. Sometimes when people go out to like buy food at the market, they'll come and demolish the
Yeah.
house.
So wait until like they're out.
Yeah, when they're out of the house. They do all these sneaky things, and they have over, a long period of time. But setting fire to a building is another way to get rid of it.
Yes. So the people online are like, they're probably setting this building on fire to
Yes.
force the people out.
Yeah.
Set the building on fire. People die in the building. Okay. Then they go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's blowing up into a bad story, right? We set this building on fire because they wouldn't, evacuate.
Yeah.
Because we want to tear it down. The government said we have to tear it down. Remember, in China, if the government says something, you have to do it, right? And then the people online go, wait a minute. So they're probably actually just trying to, within hours of this fire, they're demolishing it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, they would need to demolish the building, right? Remember,
Yeah.
they're tasked, whoever these
Yeah.
thugs are, this low-level government people have said, like, get those people out of here no matter what, okay? So they're like, well, how do we get rid of them? I know, let's just set it on fire and then they'll run out of there. So they set it on fire. They don't
People
care
die.
about the people. And they're like, good, the people are out now. Let's just get rid of the building and then we're done. We get our payment, So,
Why is, and again, to tie this back to what
Yeah.
we we're just saying, we opened the show
Yeah.
with the idea that where is this news story?
yeah, where is it?
Why are two random YouTubers on live stream right now talking about this?
Yes, this is like 8 days ago. This is not a long time ago.
Yeah, I just pulled up an article about like why China is cool now. Is it? Is it?
It's not cool, dude.
hot.
Only during winter.
It's hot. Guys, give this a thumbs up. We want to get this on feeds because this is important. These kind of stories are important for people to see.
Sure. So anyway, forced demolition is still a big issue in China, and it's honestly one of the only ways that local governments can bring their GDP up.
Yes.
Because they
Yes.
kick the people off the land where they've leased, or if they're part of a farming collective, you're supposed to have a certain amount of land to be able to farm. Whatever the case. There are people on there, they get them off, then they sell that land, well, the lease, because you can't sell it, it belongs to the government. They lease that land to real estate developers. Real estate developers then say, we're building a new high-rise, come here, everybody, put down your investment money, and they get all the money before they've even broken ground.
Yep.
Because people think they speculate, right? They're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this apartment, it'll be worth 5 times more in a couple of years.
True.
And that's how it goes. So the local governments make money by leasing land to real estate developments. And that's why you see these crazy situations where they demolish buildings before they're finished. Because if a real estate developer runs out of money and they can't finish or whatever, the government's like, well, guess what? We're just going to demolish that stuff and then we can lease the land again to a different developer. And bring in more money. It's like rinse and repeat.
I have to address something in chat right now.
Yeah.
So many people right now, and I want you guys in chat right now, tell me, yes or no, did you get a notification for this? Because a lot of people just pulling in live right now because they did not get a notification and they just happened to remember that we start at 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting.
Just want to know, did you guys get a notification or not? Because I'll tell you what, I'm not playing into this whole, like, we need to just only cover predetermined headlines by mainstream media.
Sure.
We're here to show you actually what's happening in China. It's very important.
Yeah. Anyway, here we've got a train derailment, This is interesting. And it went over a highway and blocked the roads. But I love this one. Okay, so again.
I didn't get to see the train.
Why?
I'm just pulling
You're
this
not paying
poll.
attention.
Because I'm pulling this poll.
Okay,
right now.
pull the poll.
We'd say it looks looking about half and half. Interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting.
It is interesting.
Well, give us a thumbs up, and we'll continue. Okay.
So look at the date. Okay, this happened, 4 days ago? Mm-hmm. And this happened in Yunnan.
Yep.
Just take a look at the
Changning
road.
County.
Yeah. So again, we just want to show you this whole idea of tofu dregs in China.
You just brushed past a train derailment.
I mean,
You're
it
like,
is.
oh, a train derailment. Bye.
It's
you
fine.
love trains.
I don't. I mean,
freaking love
You know who
trains.
loves trains? Is China loves the Ohio train derailment. Remember that one time?
Yes,
That
yes.
one time that train
Yeah.
derailed and there was like a
And no one
chemical
died.
spill and no one died?
Yeah.
They love that.
Yeah. They still talk about that.
But it happens every day in China.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So we're talking about tofu dregs again today. For those of you who don't know what that is, you know what tofu is. It's that soft, flavorless rubbish
Sure.
that your healthy girlfriend tries to make you eat.
Come on, tofu's good.
I'm just
Can't be
joking.
good. Can't be
Well,
good.
no,
Can
you know,
also be bad.
You know the type I'm talking about.
Yes, you're
'Cause
talking about like Western.
you know, like
tofu.
that white, like
The
it's
brick?
like Jello.
The blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
that thing, and you like eat it, and it's like, what is this?
You want to hear the worst thing in the world?
What?
I don't mean to get off track here, but we were a vegetarian for a little while growing up. My parents were just doing some fat, like weight loss fad or something.
Yeah.
My mom used to take an aluminum tray, aluminium as you might say.
Yes. The
And
correct way.
you know, like a baking tray?
Sure.
Take a brick of that shit,
Yeah, tofu.
chop it up, right? The real jiggly kind,
Yeah, yeah, I
not
know.
the firm kind. I like the firmer kind.
Sure.
The real jiggly kind, and pour barbecue sauce on it and put it in the oven and then take it out, and that's what we ate for dinner. Saddest couple years of my entire life.
I mean, it sounds all right.
It was vile.
At least it had barbecue sauce on it because, you know, a lot of people eat it with nothing.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Anyway,
the whole point is the dregs of tofu, the bits that come off and they're soft and rubbish. And so that's the terminology that's used when it comes to construction.
What are we even looking at here?
Well, you'll see in a minute. Construction in China that just falls apart. It
Yes,
looks like it's
yes.
made out of the dregs of tofu.
Yeah, like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. So let's take a quick look over here at the road. Keep an eye on the road up there. Okay.
Whoa! It's like Tony Hawk's Pro car.
Yeah, I know. Car just went for a nice little leap into the
Did
air.
a nose grind.
No, this isn't like the road from heat expanding or something. This is a sinkhole that opened up, and he is
Oh.
super lucky. Look at the size of that hole. So the hole, like, basically, you can see it there, right? The hole opened up as his car drove over it, and that's why he hit it like that and went
Well, they
flying.
don't do proper land surveys in China as well. So you're talking about tofu drag. It's also not planning. They don't
Oh,
plan.
dude! Also, the pipes breaking under the water, and I mean under the road, and the water just erodes it away. All that kind of stuff.
Remember, these roads are new. Like, this is an underdeveloped area of Yunnan that was recently developed, right? This is all new stuff.
Yeah, and this was just a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they say China gets stuff built quickly, and it does, but it's built poorly. You know, when you rush something, you know, like if you had to suddenly like rush your work or finish your homework like in 5 minutes, you'll just like write rubbish. You know, that's kind of what's going on.
Just write rubbish on a piece of paper.
Yeah, you just write whatever, and then you like make an excuse that your dog ate it or whatever.
Yes.
Have you ever done that?
No, because I never had a dog.
Ah, all right. Has that excuse ever worked?
Probably. I think dogs chew stuff up, right?
Yeah, but then you should bring evidence. I think, you know, if you're smart about it, you will like put
like a
some
friend's
flavoring on your paper and get your dog to chew it a bit, and then you bring back some remnants.
Oh,
Like
you're
my
saying
dog
if you
ate it.
have a dog,
Yeah.
you can actually manufacture the evidence.
Yeah, you go through all this effort. You could have actually just done the homework. But I mean, I'm just saying like that's something I would have done.
Ah,
You know, and you bring
Clever.
but you got to have evidence.
gotta have evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what's going on here. You know these massive solar panel fields that China keeps bragging about everywhere?
Yeah, they cover the mountains, right? Huge,
No.
vast swaths.
Last time we talked about it, and unfortunately, when they do that, they deforest the whole area or whatever kind of plants are there. Think about it. If you
Yeah.
stick solar panels into the ground, you have to clear the ground a bit. You put them in, and they cover. They now put shade over wherever something was.
Correct. It's gonna die.
Can't grow, right?
And generate heat.
I mean, there's also this. You know, like you don't live under power lines.
Yeah.
Okay, you have issues where there's like electrical fields going on and stuff. It's not good for that part of
No.
the environment. Let's just put it that way. So what you get is you get a lot of erosion, soil erosion,
Yeah.
because, you know, the plant life all gets destroyed or whatever. And so this is the result. We had these workers putting up these solar panels.
It's in northwestern China.
Yeah.
In a very dry place, right? Got some rain, and then look what happens.
Yeah.
The whole they were trying to build one of those solar forest things.
Yes.
Basically, you're replacing greenery with these massive pillars for these solar fields. You know why? To get a drone shot to say, look, China's leading the world in solar energy. Again, glazing articles I see every day about China's got this and that and this and that and this and that for the leader of green technology and solar.
Yes.
Enough's enough. Show the truth of what's actually happening there.
Yeah, agreed.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, we have to throw in a little bit of
Gotta have a
stuff.
little bit of humor.
So, okay, let's set this up. there was a little earthquake. Well, actually not that little. It was what, 4.3?
Yeah, it's small.
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 But I mean, in China, when there's an earthquake, you better run because the buildings aren't made to withstand them.
You know what they should have? They
What?
should have like a Richter amplifier for China.
Yes.
Because a 4 earthquake in China, in Taiwan, people wouldn't even like pay attention to it because everything's built well.
Yeah.
In China, if you have a 4 earthquake, everything falls apart and everyone
true.
dies.
Now, again, we love this idea to point this out that people are always filming their living rooms in China and their dining rooms.
Yeah, it's
So strange. Everyone's got
weird.
cameras everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's just the way it is, though. So they're sitting and having like a nice meal, and let's see what happens.
There's an earthquake. There's a rumble there. This kid, he's not happy about this earthquake.
No.
He wants his food.
His dad's like, let's get out of here. The place is going to come down.
cover, take
He's like, no, I
cover.
want some of that too. He runs off with it. His dad's like, put that back. We're getting out of here. He's like, no. This guy. He's like, yes. That's hilarious.
I like the appreciation for food. It makes me want to appreciate.
You
food.
can tell he appreciates food.
Yeah, for sure.
You may know this, the Shanghai Pearl Tower TV.
Yes.
Whatever it is, that's this Pearl TV Tower thing.
Yes.
If you've ever been to Shanghai, it is an iconic part of the skyline over there. I want to ask you personally, what do you think of this?
Before I answer, I would like to poll the audience.
Okay.
Do you like this tower? I don't, because I don't want to put an opinion.
Yeah.
Because I've had an opinion since like 2002 or whatever when this was built. Mm-hmm. I want to poll the live audience right now, and actually tell us in the comments too if you're watching this in post. Do you like? I actually want to. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see if I'm right. I want to see if I'm vindicated by the
Me too.
populace.
Yeah.
But this is like one of the most, probably not just Shanghai, probably one of the most iconic buildings in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, everybody will recognize it. Mm-hmm. And if you ever go to Shanghai, you go to the Bund there. You know, it's got a very beautiful skyline.
Yeah.
When you can see it.
Yeah, when it's not covered in smog. Well, China would have you believe that there is no more smog.
Yes, it's interesting.
In fact, they'll actually have American comedians
Yes, tell you that it's clear skies.
while they sit in front of pollution.
Correct.
In the video,
Yeah.
where they say it's clear.
You know, when I did my Quest for the Best, not Quest, what am I saying? When I did the Stay Awesome China documentary, I don't know if you guys have seen that. It is free on the Serpent ZA channel, where I went to all the biggest cities in China, the first tier cities, to find and interview interesting people. It was great. I really enjoyed doing it, and it showed some of the best, most interesting people in China.
Yeah, it's a good one.
When we went to Shanghai, in order to get our establishing shots and drone shots and stuff like that, we actually had to go back to Shanghai because we went to Shanghai and it was so bad that every shot we got of the bun and everything was just polluted and gross. So then we went back again. Guess what? Still polluted and gross. The third time lucky. We actually had to get a hold of somebody who was there and be like, what is the weather like? They're like, oh, it's pretty good these days. We're like, okay, we're coming tomorrow.
We had to do that in our other documentaries as well.
Yeah, our producers actually had to
go back
fly
to
back.
Qingdao.
Yeah, had to go fly back to Qingdao to get a good shot.
Because it was too polluted.
So, I mean, guys, I know that's standard for TV, but in China it's more so
Yeah.
because you can't just turn up and expect a good day.
All right, we're at 1,000 votes. I'm going to pull the plug. 72% of people say no, they do not like the Pearl Tower. 27% say yes. I think it looks like shit.
It's pretty bad looking.
It looks like
I don't know what you want to say about
no.
that. but I
I'm
don't
not
wanna-
going to say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm saying it looks like a child designed it. It's like
a
I
Soviet
like big
Soviet
building.
child, you know?
Yeah, like a Soviet because it's like Sputnik.
Yeah, it's like a
It
Soviet
does.
child.
It's a Soviet. Who made this?
Yeah, exactly.
Who designed it? I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, find out. Either way, the reason we're talking about it is if you've ever been there, they've got like a observation deck. Okay? You can walk around. It's got glass floors.
Interesting.
Who was it made by?
It was Chinese design.
Oh, wow. What a surprise. It's
What are you trying to say? Oh, because it got that communist flair, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It
that's
does.
what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
Exactly
that's what
that. Yeah. Let's rewind a little bit, okay? Because
刚才我的脚在这儿，就在这儿。
Look at this.
so it's hard to see in the footage, but that glass shattered, and the guy who's speaking, the guy who filmed this, he said, "Just now I was walking there and I heard a loud bang, and the floor shattered." Okay. That is scary.
On the observation deck.
Yeah, on the observation deck, because they've got these
然后
glass
这个炸
doors.
了，那个炸的
Most of
声音
those
吓死
towers
我
10.
了。
Macau's got a cool one.
Yeah.
What the? Yo, don't show that yet. Go back. I want to see that glass shatter. Don't show that. We're not supposed to show that. It's hidden. That's secrets.
Oh, it's secret.
Okay,
is
see
it?
this? This is shattered. Imagine you're standing on top of this observation deck in one of the probably the most important building in China,
Yeah.
and it shatters when you stand on it.
Yeah, it's a bit worrying.
Is that what you want to experience?
I just want to tell you that the way China's news operates and the way censorship works is you won't hear about this. You know, if to take any big landmark, if something happened in the Empire State Building or Statue of Liberty or whatever, so a rock fall at Mount Rushmore that put people in danger, anything, it would make international news.
Riddle me this. Empire State Building.
Yeah.
It's got that big observation deck up there. Let's pretend it has some glass stuff. That shatters. Would that not be on front page news?
Yeah.
Where is this on the news?
Nowhere, because it gets censored. And you know what's interesting about this clip is he didn't show the second part, but the guy called in to complain while he was there. He tried to call in to say, listen, you know, this glass shattered. And the helpline said, oh, it's already been taken care of.
But has it?
No, that's the whole point, is that if you were to try and even ask about it, it's like nothing to see here. You know what I mean?
Oh, so he made the call while it was broken?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had sent someone to fix it.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean,
So they're like, don't worry about it.
yeah, don't worry about it. It's already been fixed. So, you know, that's the thing. It gets swept under the rug. You don't hear about it. And that's how China works. That's why you only see positive stuff coming out of China, because the negative stuff gets blocked.
This is an important
然后这个炸了
Yeah.
那个炸的声音吓死我了。
So this is, can you pause that real quick?
Sure.
This is what we call shill broth.
Yes.
It is an undetermined pink liquid full of carcasses.
Yes.
And we had shown it previously. We came to the king. Well, you guys helped us, the audience. The people that go and know that China is committing genocide, they know that China is an authoritarian dictatorship that's trying to destroy their country. They know they've hacked their infrastructure. They know that they're like an adversary, but still go and only do positive propaganda for them for YouTube,
Yes.
or whatever. We say that they've taken a sip
of the
shill
shill
broth, and it warps their mind.
Yeah,
right?
this is what they're drinking.
You found, and I don't know how you found this, unseen shill broth footage with
Yeah.
someone in the shill broth. Because we've shown the pool.
Yes.
I didn't know people went in it. This is when you're a full-blown addict.
Yeah, you got to go in the shill broth. You
What do
got to
you-
wait around.
What do you think this YouTuber here that's drinking the shill broth, what do you think what lengths is he going to shill for China? What is he saying? What kind of stuff?
Well, he's going to go to Chongqing. He's going to do the 22nd floor thing, you know. He's going to be doing that like,
Oh my days, check that out.
you know.
It's got to be worse than that if you're all the way deep.
Oh, he's
deep in
going
there.
Xinjiang genocide denial.
Right. We should make a tier list at some
Yeah.
point of like levels of shilling, because like there's like low level shillings, like, oh look, they have a waterfall in Guizhou, but then you go all the way to genocide
Yes,
denial.
next month we're going to see a lot coming up because
we're
they've
gonna
the paid. You know, the Chinese paid trip, by the way, it's
Yeah.
pretty well known now. The China's reached out to
Bloomberg did an
influencers.
article, right?
Yeah, I think Bloomberg or Reuters are one of them. China has reached out to many different influencers, people we know as well, and sent emails saying that they're going to.
We got invited to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got
yeah.
one in one of our email boxes as well. The
Yeah.
same as everyone else got. Oh, we're going to go to these different cities. You're going to be able to, you're going to interface with mega influencers in China. We're going to take you to BYD to see the latest cars. We're going to take you here. You're going to go to Shenzhen. You're going to go this. There's a whole list of cities they're going to go to. So you can just imagine the swath of like nonsense we're going to see.
We
But it's
gotta
gonna
do
be
tier lists.
It's going to be fun.
We're gonna have like we'll have like some sort of shill Olympics.
Yes.
The
That's
shill
it.
broth Olympics. Brought to
Anyway.
you by Shill Broth.
Shill Broth, yes, the official sponsor
Of
of
the Shill Olympics.
yes, Shillimpics. Here we go. So
I
gross.
can't wait because now because of that article and because we talked about it, if you do that trip, you are like painted for the rest of your life with I was a Chinese government propagandist.
Yes.
Forever.
It's going to be fun.
It's
we're
hilarious.
gonna have like a podium, you know,
Yes.
who's a gold
Oh,
medalist and that.
Oh,
kind
it's
of
gonna
thing.
be
Yeah,
really fun.
Can't wait. All right. Anyway, guys, you know what time it is.
Yes.
Bollard. Bollard.
Well, report, you know. Pause.
Okay.
Pause right there.
Right here.
Yeah, I just want to look at this. We got to look
Oh,
at
we
it.
got to look at it. Okay.
Bollard
Sorry.
report. Bollard
bad.
report. See these things right here? You can pause it there.
Yeah.
See these things on the bottom? Those are called bollards.
Yes.
If you're new here, China set these up. And
These.
You'll wonder why they're in like
Dude.
every clip we show.
Dude, yesterday again, and I hate to bring this up, I don't want to bring the mood down, but yesterday again, there was a horrific attack again outside of a middle school, and the dude in an SUV ran over, killed 7 children, and I don't know, a couple of adults too. It's
On purpose.
It's outrageous.
Yes,
Yeah.
the vehicular manslaughter right now, they're doing mass domestic terrorism by running over children in cars in China.
Now, of course, we're not going to show you that. I'm not going to include the footage. It's horrific. It's especially if you're a father or a mother or your parent, I should say. It's not something you want to even think about. But in China, it's very common, and there's a reason why they have to put these bollards up everywhere. Those are not for decoration. That's to try and stop, these mass vehicular homicides.
And again, I don't want people to think it's some sort of unsafe driving techniques. People are murdering people
It's on purpose. It's on purpose.
Children.
It's always outside of schools. If
Yes.
it was like some unsafe thing, it would be like everywhere.
yeah.
But it's they go for schools, they go for the kids, because it's part of the Chinese societal psyche. Is if you want to hurt society, you go after the children.
So Bollard Report is our way of bringing that stuff to your attention without having to show it to address a problem, but at the same time show how crazy it's gotten with China's like national effort to put bollards everywhere.
Yes, because they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make this a bit of interactive.
Yeah.
This one's pretty interesting.
Okay,
See what's happening here?
You got this big truck barreling down. You got this little 3-wheeled. It's like these. What would you even call that? It's like a tuk-tuk,
yeah, it's like an electric
like an
tuk-tuk.
electric tuk-tuk, but it's smaller.
Like in India, right?
Yeah, Indian tuk-tuks, so they call them auto rickshaws.
Auto rickshaw. It's like an auto rickshaw.
Yeah, but it's smaller and less cool. I don't know. Tuk-tuks are kind of cool.
yeah.
I've been in the back of an Indian tuk-tuk a couple
Did you
times.
have a good time?
They could certainly get some damn suspension, and they're all like these annoying little 2-stroke, very smelly. Yeah.
Like that.
Anyway, it's interesting. Let's take
This
a
looks
look.
like it's going to be a disaster.
Well, let's find out because we have a little poll.
Pause
Okay.
it on the poll.
Yes. What do you think is going to happen? You have A, small vehicle gets smashed. B, narrow miss. C, suboptimal prime. And D, manhole cover explodes.
Okay, so
Could
I'm
be
putting the poll up.
yeah, it could be any one of these, and we'd like to know what you think.
So small vehicle gets smashed is A. I didn't put them in the poll, so it's just A, B, C, D. So look at this
Yeah.
key here. Small vehicle gets smashed. B is narrow miss. C is suboptimal prime. And D is manhole cover explodes. Now, all of these are very, very likely.
Yes.
Because we've seen every one of these things happen.
Correct.
In fact, one of these things on this menu, on this poll, that didn't happen in this clip does happen in another clip, and I included it as well.
Oh, okay,
Just so
good.
you guys don't get disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to vote here. We're going to see what happens here because there's a lot of things that can happen. Now, you guys are voting with your experience. Most people are voting for D at 49% right now, that manhole cover explodes. And that's simply because so many manhole cover. Do you remember we showed a clip where an entire mile-long road.
Yes.
And it shot up, and we had a physicist do the math, and it was like, what was it like?
It was insane. The velocity
Quarter of a kilometer?
Yeah,
So
it
it
was
was something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire sewer exploded down
Yeah.
that massive road. Yeah, that was crazy. I remember that.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, the poll clear winner is D, manhole cover explodes. A got 13%, the lowest.
Okay.
B got 24%. Sorry, and C got the lowest.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Let's see. I'm pulling the poll.
Okay, let's have a look.
D is the winner.
Gonna get us out of here so we can leave it up clearly for everybody to see.
Suboptimal prime.
It's suboptimal prime.
The
truck
worst.
turned into a transformer.
It was the worst transformer ever.
Yeah, I agree.
What's
It's
his power?
to disassemble himself? I don't know.
That's
I
it.
mean, because what he's doing is let's have a closer look at
Sure.
that. It's a truck carrying a truck disguised as another truck.
It's truck face.
It's actually yeah.
He's wearing truck face.
Yeah, exactly. It's a truck carrying a truck trailer. It's the truck trailer carrying the exact same truck trailer, carrying a smaller truck trailer on top of another truck trailer. Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Yes.
Something along those lines. Don't worry, nobody was hurt, even though it looks bad.
I like how some of you guessed C, knowing that you had no idea what that means. That's fantastic to me.
Yeah,
I love that.
exactly.
You guys are the real.
So
real
this
ones.
is you. Everybody who knows Transformers will know Optimus Prime is like the leader of the good guys. So this is suboptimal Prime. He's the leader of nothing.
the leader of shit. He sucks.
He's terrible. Yeah. It was pretty funny. At least he stopped.
Yeah. So I felt bad. So I wanted to include some exploding manhole
Just imagine you're just walking. Hang on, is there someone near there?
Yes, it's very close.
Look, okay,
Yeah.
there's a person. I just want to
Like
make
a
sure.
delivery guy,
Yeah.
Watch these manhole covers. So they're closed right in the beginning. Pause it right in the beginning. See, they're closed?
Yeah.
It's hard to see them, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy on the left.
Okay, so he's going past. He
On
just
the
goes
e-bike, yeah.
past. Okay, and then a car goes the other way, and then
Boom, but watch the aftermath. The shit just rains.
dude, if you were standing there, you'd be covered in fecal matter. It's disgusting.
You really, really
Now the
would.
streets are though.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here? Relax,
So
guys.
So remember I said there's clips, right? Remember there's near miss, there's gets hit, there's manhole covers. I wanted to show everything.
Okay,
Let's see.
that looks like it's going to end badly.
He's fine.
That's,
never show you that.
No, we would never show you the bad. That's why I was a little worried because I didn't see that part of this media pack. I was like, "What are you
I
showing
told you
us?"
everything is covered. So there is a clip where someone gets hit.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
see.
Wow, I mean,
Not that one.
That
Isn't
guy
that
is the
nuts?
luckiest person. He better
is
just
a-
make a huge life change.
He is a freaking ninja.
Yeah, he is.
How did he avoid turning into a watermelon?
I have no idea because I've seen plenty of
Yes.
watermelons.
That's not cool.
No.
Last clip here. Remember, this is multiple choice.
Okay, so what's what's happening here?
Okay.
Okay.
Great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Ballard.
Hey,
Can we
look.
watch that one more
look,
time?
Yeah, of course we can. By the way, props to him.
I like it. I want to celebrate him.
He's a hero. I mean, he
Yeah.
sees this truck tire,
Yeah.
random truck tire rolling down the hill.
It's cool.
Okay, and if he didn't come
This is my
and stop
gift,
it,
my curse.
Who knows what would have
Who am
happened?
I?
You know?
I'm Spider-Man.
bam.
Ballard.
You know what? Seriously though, if that had carried on into the intersection, a car could have hit it and it could have killed
For sure.
someone. So, like seriously,
He picked up
props,
the bike.
Props to that guy. He picked up the bike.
He did the right thing.
He did the right thing. Props to him. Again, just to remind you how ridiculous the bollard situation has gotten in China, as you can see in our bollard report intro/outro. Look how many bollards are there.
It's nuts. It's like a national project.
This is outside of a school. And outside of schools specifically, we're seeing massive bollards being
Yes.
put up. And it's, I mean, if that's not indicative of a big problem in society, I don't know what is.
That's a good point.
Okay, Beyond the Great Firewall.
It's where we take you inside the Chinese internet, translate what they might not want you to see, and give you a little report.
还没问完呢吗？
Still have you finished the tattoo? One character left. So a character is a word in China, a Chinese character, right?
Yeah.
So she's saying one character left, right? And
He's riding goal.
right?
a dog.
But right? He's wanting her to tattoo something else. So he's a bit confused.
Yeah, well, let's take a look.
He goes, "What do you mean one word?"
哪有字儿啊
And he shows the picture. It's a picture of some art. The joke here, so you can understand,
Yeah, his lock screen was on.
his lock screen said,
dog.
"I am a tired dog."
yes.
还没问
Little
完呢吗？
cartoon characters. So she was actually tattooing his lock screen, and the last character being dog.
Yeah, take a look.
So he
哪
was.
有字儿啊？
That's what he wanted, was the actual,
what he
like, picture, yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, that's some Chinese humor for you. This is not humor.
This is unreal. Okay.
Yes.
This is reported in June 18th in Luoyang, in Henan.
Couple
the
days ago again.
gayest pond you've ever
Yeah, I'd say.
seen appeared.
Isn't
okay?
it? Yeah, I mean, it's about right, isn't it? Isn't it Pride Month?
It is. And China was just getting on board.
Yeah, so
By the
let's
way,
take a
China
look.
hates gay
Yeah.
people and hates gay
Absolutely.
stuff. So, yeah. They're not on your team. In Luoyang, Henan, the pink water body appeared in Matuan village, causing villagers to worry about groundwater. Do you know what the reply was from
What?
the
Party
local
secretary?
government? Party
What?
secretary? Read it.
The test results of villagers' drinking water are normal.
Oh, it's fine.
It's totally fine.
It's just,
Does that look
it's
fine?
just Pepto-Bismol.
Doesn't it look fine? Does that look fine? So they tested that and they're like, no, it's okay.
So I want to read through what this guy says.
is
Okay? He
pink.
goes, protecting the environment, eh? Stop harassing me. They're harassing him because he reported it.
Yes.
he's in trouble for reporting it.
Yeah,
he
just
goes,
fix the problem.
Stop harassing. He's talking to the government. He goes, stop harassing me. Stop trying to find me. 不要再找我.
Yeah.
Stop looking for me, right? Hunting him down.
Yeah.
Just fix the problem.
Agreed.
Because in China, they don't fix problems.
No, they don't.
They hurt the people
But
that report
no, they
them.
don't fix problems. They hide problems.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. Because if nobody sees it, it's not a problem, right?
Right.
Ignorance is bliss. And I make this point over and over again. If you live in a neighborhood and some bad crimes happen in your neighborhood and you hear about it, then you think you're in an unsafe neighborhood.
Yes.
If you never hear about it, you think you're in the safest neighborhood in the world.
Yes. That's a really good point.
That's exactly what's going on.
Good point.
So what's going on here?
This is going around the Chinese internet.
Okay, all right.
A brawl broke out. And again, there's no blood or anything like this, so YouTube can chill out. But a brawl happened where they kind of busted into a bathroom. And there's a guy in a stall that's like, what the hell's the commotion?
Let's take a look. What's
These
this?
guys are going crazy, right? Beating each other up.
Okay, they're having a little
So the guy,
spat.
yeah, the guy's like, let me see what's going on. They bust.
That guy's just sitting there on the toilet as these guys are having a little fight.
Blinded by rage. This guy's like,
Oh, he sees the camera and he's like, I think I'll pull my pants up.
Thought that was a good
All right,
one.
guys, we have a VIP show on Monday. We wanted to show you what you missed, and we got a big announcement. So let's take a quick look. What did you miss? He called the landlord next door, Miss Zhang, an elderly woman with sharp eyes that seemed to miss nothing.
Has Lilu been home? Xiaoshui asked.
Miss Zhang's voice was cautious. No, she hasn't come back in days. I thought maybe she was visiting family, but she never said a word.
Wow.
Oh, he made contact. Oh, and again.
巫婆的笑声真吓人. The witch's laugh is damn scary.
Oh, dude, I would be spraying that guy all the time. I'd be sneaking, go like a.
That was the last time Fu saw her. Oh shit, sorry.
That is the wrong one.
Okay, so pause it real quick.
Okay,
That's coming.
it's coming. I'll go back to that little logo since you want a logo.
Xiaoban Ho is our Monday show every single Monday.
Yep.
Same
wrong
time as
one.
China show, 5 p.m. EST. We do Xiaoban Ho, which is our secret show.
Yes.
And so the last episode we covered was episode 155. It was called True Crime China, where we went through an actual crime case.
It's kind of like a little drama, like
Yes.
what would you call it? Like a, what do you do in school where you go like have a play?
Like a play.
It was like a school play.
Yes, except it has a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fun episode. Go to
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
patreon.com/ADV podcast. Join us at the Xiaoban Ho too. We'll talk about that in a minute because we have a democratic show. You guys vote on every topic that comes next.
Yes.
And so
Not this time.
Not this time. We are saving the one you voted for. It is Chinese province stereotypes. You guys voted on. We're pushing that 1 week, and I'll tell you why. Something big has been happening all over China, and it's one of those things that's just as important that it should be a main China show topic, but we absolutely can't show it.
And we can't show it on the main show because we'll just get censored and whatnot.
China's gang violence is through the roof right now. It's a phenomenon no one's talking about.
Yeah, take a look. We've got a little
This is
couple of
just
clips for you.
Just one thing, but these e-bike gangs, scooter gangs, car gangs, organized crime gangs,
Shamata gangs.
Shamatu gangs, they're blowing up across the country. And we were like, this isn't on the news. This isn't something we just can't show.
No, we can't. That's the thing. This kind of thing we can't show in the China show. They'll actually shut it down. But we can show it in Xiaoban Ho.
So we want to do a mini documentary of the phenomenon of gang violence that's blown up in China right now.
We'll be showing it uncut, uncensored.
Uncensored completely.
Yeah.
So join us, patreon.com/AV podcast on Xiaoban Ho. But I do want to go over the tier real quick because I just noticed something that needs some urgency.
Yeah.
A little housekeeping here. You can join us at any tier. If you get the lowest tier, you get access to our Discord and the Green Room, which is our pre-show that we do right before the China show. It's a half an hour before. What we do on that show is we talk about a topic in depth.
Yeah,
that we don't
it's
have time on
related to the show, yeah.
And it's a fun way to hang out with us before the show. Number 2, the Xiaoban Ho half price sale gets you our secret show.
Yeah.
The Xiaoban Ho, our every Monday show, right?
Yes.
It's like if you like the China show, you're going to love Xiaoban Ho.
Yeah.
It's half price right now for the non-live people, so you can watch every episode we've ever done.
Yes.
And every one going forward. We're running out of slots. What does it say? It's like 200.
I mean, that's why you might be wondering why we've had a sale for so long.
Yeah.
It's because there's a limited amount of slots. So we've got, 200 odd left?
Yeah, it's warned us that there's like 221 slots left of the Xiaoban Ho half price sale. If you want to get locked in, because the show's going to go on forever.
Yeah.
Get locked in now. There's only a couple hundred slots left. We're just alerting you. This is the last chance.
Couple as in 2. Not
Yes.
as in like 5 or
Yes.
600 or something.
Exactly.
It's 200, yeah.
And you see that blue thing right below it?
Yeah.
You can gift it. So if you know, so let's say you already are a Xiaobanhou.
Yeah.
Let's say you're a ho.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to give that to your uncle or
Yeah.
your cousin or your friend or your neighbor because they like the China show or you want them to know more or whatever. You can now gift memberships.
Yeah, and
Take
don't forget,
advantage
we're
of that.
covering this crazy gang violence thing on
Yes.
Monday. It's going to be quite the show. I
I'd
think
wanna-
you
I'd
want
wanna
to check it
that
out. Yeah.
for sure. If you go all the way up to the top, this is the VIP live show. This is the people that join us live as we do it. They vote on everything.
They get to choose topics.
They get to choose
Be
topics.
on the Wheel of Fortune if they want to, where we pick a Chinese name,
Handwrite it for you.
handwritten Chinese name for you. Yeah.
There's a lot of perks there.
Yep. Super fun.
That's always going to be there. There's no limited slots there.
Yeah.
It's a great community that we built. But just to let you know, that half price sale, that's almost done. Slots are almost completely full. There is an opportunity to gift if you want. I'd be there if you have the means.
Correct. Yes, again, only if you have the means. We know it's a big ask, but we'd love to see you there.
What's this?
Oh, well, I got to get a little bit of volume for this one. What do you think this is? I'll get us out of here so we can get a clean thing.
Smile.
It's Tina's Trash.
Tina's Trash. So we all know Tina, right? Tina, who's got engines in her faggotry.
Yep.
You know, she likes to sing about it. So she's got a new hit singles just dropped. We thought you'd like to listen.
Can I explain what she does?
Sure.
She has a factory.
Well,
Which is pronounced. She pronounces
is that a
it-
factory? It's more like a warehouse.
Okay, can you just let me give her
A
the benefit
factory
of
is
the
usually
doubt?
you produce something.
Yes.
A place where you dump a bunch of old like crate engines basically is not a factory. It's a warehouse. It's a junkyard.
Yes, and the way she pronounces factory is very dubious, as you kind of tried to imitate there. We're not trying to say anything else, by the way.
No.
She says it like a different word, and it's quite humorous.
Yes.
It's humorous that she's trying to sell you engines.
Yeah.
She's trying to sell you engines from crashed cars.
Correct.
From China.
Yes.
Like that you are somehow going to be a customer of this.
Isn't it weird that people send their crashed car engines
Yes.
to China
Yes.
to then get sold back to them?
Yes.
It's a weird phenomenon. You get that with all the like cell phones as well. All the secondhand cell phones end up in China, or stolen cell phones, and then they resell it to you.
Yeah.
It's weird. You
So-
could save on so much shipping if you just bought local.
You could. But no, you have to buy them from Tina. And this is Tina's Trash. She makes songs about how you can buy those engines.
Yes.
Let's hear the new
Yeah,
one.
this is a new hit.
If you need any engine, please you can find me. If you need many engines,
too loud.
please you look for me. Many engines manufactured and they are very company. Don't lay to me and don't miss me. In your heart, I'm only one. I'm waiting for you to come in. So first listen to me. I have many engines in my factory and you can see me. So first listen to me. Engines in my factory. I want you to take the day. Love you.
Wow, that was wrong.
Very bad. And you know what? I didn't know what song she was singing until like right at the end, and I recognized
it's
it's
so
like,
out of tune. It's a Taiwanese
it's like a
song.
Taiwanese song, isn't it? Yeah. It's pretty bad. Anyway, so that's Tina's Trash, guys. We'll be bringing more of her hit singles to you in the future because she's got a lot.
Oh my God.
You know what's really interesting is, she uses a lot of face filters and body filters
Yes.
because every single one of her videos, she looks different.
She does.
Like she's either
She
taller or
morphs.
shorter or fatter or thinner, or her face is this shape or that shape. It's interesting to see each time like what
kind of a
she's morphed
transformer.
into. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, time, guys, for Soft Power Hour. This is the main part of the show. And this is where we tell you how China's trying to change your mind through various means. Now, I think by now most people have actually seen footage of this massive bridge collapse. Now, the reason why we're calling this Soft Power Hour is that this particular bridge, as well as many bridges in Guizhou, have been used as a way to project soft power on the world. Look at China's amazing engineering feats. They managed to build these fantastic, pristine highways and bridges over these canyons and through these mountains. How amazing. And everyone's like, whoa,
I mean, these are the soft power, I should say powerhouse of China, are these massive bridge projects they keep promoting, and
Yes.
high-speed rail.
They love this idea of building the longest bridge,
Yeah.
or the widest
dams.
bridge, or the fattest bridge, or the thinnest bridge, or the heaviest bridge, or the lightest bridge, or the bluest bridge. And it's got to have an EST at the end of it, and then they can be like, yes, bridge with the most LEDs on it.
Shout out Bianca Belair. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so this one didn't work out so well. As you can see.
This is a nightmare. This is an actual nightmare. This was a huge mega project.
One thing that you might not be aware of is that cars went down with the bridge. Now you can actually see up there. Can you see that little white dot?
Yes.
That's a car.
Yeah.
Multiple cars. I don't know because they haven't released an official account as far as I can see. But if you look in the footage, cars went down with this. And this is the most scary thing in the world because when you're driving on a highway in China, you're driving on this bridge, you can't even tell you're on a bridge because you've got those rails on the side. So you're just driving along, right? You're just like, oh, everything's fine. Suddenly the ground disappears underneath you, right? It's terrifying. And yeah, you can see, look, there's a car down there. Can you see way down there? And look, there's some cars up there as well. And if you've seen how high this is, there's no way anyone can survive from that height. Not
Can you
even
just play it. We got so much interesting footage.
Sorry, I will. I just wanted to point out the cars because everybody focuses on this truck that's hanging over the edge and this guy who quite literally just
Look at this.
yeah. Just look how far away. See how long the segment is that fell down.
China mega project. And this is one where they brag. This is the exact bridge that they brag about, these kind.
Like when we went through Guizhou, we went over a very impressive bridge. Do you remember?
I do.
It's kind of scary thinking about that.
Well, I'm thinking about this. I drove through Guizhou multiple times, and I specifically drove through Guizhou right when they opened up their highways. So this is like 2014, right?
Yeah. Look at that guy. He's hanging out in the truck.
Look at that.
He's being held on by the weight of his trailer. The entire horse is over the edge.
Yeah. I was going over these with no one on the road because they were new.
Yeah.
And I was impressed.
Of course. It's
I'm like,
impressive
wow,
if you see a brand new highway.
Yeah, it's brand new highways, these big bridges going through mountains in areas that were very underdeveloped. It's like pretty impressive, right? Then you have to start learning about China's tofu dreg construction. You have to learn about the corruption in the construction industry. You have to start learning that the CCP mandates something, but things are built to such poor quality to rush a time limit on a project.
Yeah.
And things are built for visual appeal rather than real usage, right? And that's oftentimes why you'll see Chinese propaganda look so much more impressive than a Western country, because things in Western countries are built to safety standards and not necessarily meant to look nice.
Yeah,
right?
they can be boring, but they're sturdy.
They work, right?
Yeah.
No one's saying, well, look at that beautiful German bridge, but that German bridge is going to be made very well, right?
That's right.
So you're in a situation here where China is building these things at lightning speed, and the country is coming apart at the seams. We talked about this phenomenon called the concrete expiring.
Yeah.
There is a time limit on a lot of these projects, and I'll tell you why. They're building a lot of this stuff with suboptimal concrete.
Well, it's not just that, okay? When you build something like this, of course, you have to build it to last, and you have to think about all the unlikely situations that could arise. An earthquake, a landslide, a torrential downpour, all that kind of thing. When they build these, they build them and they're just crossing their fingers and they're like, let's hope none of these things actually happen.
Yeah.
Let's hope we don't have a flood. Let's hope we don't have an earthquake. Let's hope we don't have this, because as long as none of these natural things occur, it'll still look nice and still work.
Yeah, because
kind of corners are cut.
No, for sure. But in China uses the alibi that, it was a natural disaster or something.
Yeah.
Everything is being affected by this. The mildest of rains flood entire cities.
Yes.
You can't blame that all the time. It's
course.
because your drains are fake, as we covered in the last episode.
But look at something that's built in Japan or something where they have frequent earthquakes and frequent floods.
Taiwan
and things
is
like
a great example.
Typhoons. That doesn't fall down.
No.
Because, again, it's built properly. It's built once. It costs more and it takes longer. But when it's built and it lasts.
Yes.
Just like we showed before when we had that other bridge collapse not that long ago, remember?
Yeah.
And we showed bridges in London from like the 1700 and something that are still in use today.
Yeah.
And in New York that's from the 1800s, still in use today, still fine. It's because It took a long time to build, and it was done right. In China, things are put up fast, and they're not done right, and corners are cut all the time. It's supposed to work. It's not like the designs are bad. It's not like the engineers did a bad job when it came to designing it. It's when it's built, they're like, you know what? It's going to cost us time and money to actually put in a proper foundation, so let's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what ends up happening. It's not only with this bridge, it's with many bridges that we've shown you on the show.
Yes.
And buildings and so on.
Yeah, so to go back to the concrete thing, we've noticed a lot of stuff built about 15 to 20 years ago is now falling down.
Yes.
This, I believe, was even more recent
This is more
than that.
recent,
And I can attribute some logic to this. Mm-hmm. If you're in a city like Shenzhen or Guangzhou or Beijing or Shanghai, you guys probably, even if you're new to China, you know Beijing and Shanghai, right?
Yeah.
These places are going to get the cream of the crop stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
A place like Guizhou, historically the poorest province in China.
Yeah.
Yes, it gets some love lavished on it because, like, all of China, according to Xi Jinping, needs to be caught up and no poverty and all this kind of stuff they come up with, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they still, they get a bridge, but it's going to be a hell of a lot less high quality than a bridge you're going to get in Beijing.
Yeah.
Right? They don't care about the poor people there.
No, they don't.
So it really, you have to look at things like, where is this? How much corruption is in the Chinese government? And what kind of substandard materials are they using? And if there was some sort of freedom, if there was freedom of speech, right?
Yep.
This is why you should never take your freedom of speech and freedom
And
of investigation
investigative
and
journalism.
stuff.
Yeah.
Why this is so important is we'll never know. We'll never know. There will be an internal audit, right, for the Chinese government.
Yeah.
And then maybe some administrative person will get punished or something. We won't know why.
Yeah.
And the things will continue operating like this. Things will continue to fall down forever.
Yeah.
Because China doesn't fix its problems. It just hides them.
Just hides them, absolutely. Looking at this footage, you can see the genesis of this entire kind of collapses. They've got some kind of construction thing up at the top there. You see it's like man-made stuff. And I'm guarantee you that they did something bad up there which caused the entire thing to fall down. Because you see it starts with that man-made stuff up there.
Yes.
And then the sort of soil gives way. So they probably eroded it away, did a bunch of junk.
Pink Snoot. I'm just reading the chat here. This would be global news if it happened in the USA.
No shit.
No shit.
I'm sorry, but anywhere in the world.
You're correct.
If this is a 4-lane highway. So both sides collapsed and people died.
A major infrastructure project.
Yeah. Look at that. Can you see the segment that's lost there? And you saw their cars down there. You don't know how many cars. You could have had 10 cars in there. You could have had 20. You could have had more than that. We don't know how many cars were actually on that stretch. Obviously, there were vehicles traveling. That truck is so lucky. He is just the luckiest man alive. And again, he better go, I don't know, become a Buddhist or something now. And go into the mountains and just be like, thank whoever saved him. Because, I would. You know what I mean? I'd go on a pilgrimage. I would just go on a pilgrimage. I don't care. I'll just I'll find who it is that saved me and thank them. Okay.
Right.
But look at that. That's absolutely terrifying. But cars went over the edge. If it happened anywhere else in the world, it would be CNN. It would be top of the news. It'd be Sky News. It'd be everything.
And it would be pushed.
BBC One.
It would be pushed.
Yeah, it would.
Look at the crumbling infrastructure of the West's decline.
Corruption.
Yeah.
Need to be held to account.
And they'd figure out every last person that was involved.
Yep.
And they would be effed.
There'd be investigative journalism. There'd be a paper trail. People would be finding out who did it, how it happened.
Bribes.
Yes.
All kinds of dinners.
Yeah.
Greased palms.
Yes.
Right? They'd make a Netflix documentary about it.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Don't you think?
Absolutely, they
People
would.
go nuts about these, I don't know, what is it, those, serial killers or something. They make documentaries on Netflix and, all these people watch them and, romanticize these bullshit criminals, right?
Sure.
But then China goes through this kind of mass murder stuff every day.
Yeah.
Right now with the stabbings and vehicular manslaughter stuff. Where's the Netflix documentary about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
No one gives a shit.
No, they don't care.
Either no one gives a shit or China is so successful at harassing people from talking about it and stopping the discourse around it that news just doesn't get out.
That's right. And that's basically what's happening here. And it's awful because it diminishes the value of life in China. Does it make sense?
It does.
It's as if they don't care. And I have this argument with a lot of people is, whenever I post something about something bad happening in China. Let's say there's a mass vehicular homicide outside of a kindergarten in China. Somebody will be like, oh, what about mass shootings in America? It's like, do you worship America that much that you think that America's problems are more important than China's? Do you think that the children in China, they are not worth considering?
Apparently.
Only American children are worth talking about. You think that the problem that needs to be solved is America's problem, not China's one. It's like you're worshiping America and completely sweeping aside the problems of China as if they don't matter.
Yeah.
You know? Because I happen to care about the children in China. I happen to have a daughter who's half Chinese. I happen to have Chinese family. I happen to have lived there for 14 years. I care about the people of China. And to see it always swept under the rug as if it's not a problem makes me mad.
I mean, you got to keep in mind a lot of these efforts are for you to stop talking about it. So those are deflection. It's deflection. They don't want you to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because they don't want the problem solved. They would rather focus on America or somewhere else. By the way, this is a separate bridge. This is a different one. Just to
Shows
show
you
you
how
that
this works.
this is common. You can see how poor the foundations are under those bridge pillars, by the way,
Yeah.
if you take a look. But just back to my point, it annoys me to no end that people think that American problems are the only ones worth looking at and that Chinese problems should be swept aside because
You know
Chinese
why?
people don't matter.
Because America's always bad. ABP, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is.
This is become a massive issue. Go ahead and play
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
All over Guizhou, so this province, right? And all over, honestly, China at this point.
Yeah, you would think last week we were showing you floods.
Yes.
Okay, and people don't, for some reason, don't seem to care about floods. But I'll tell you what.
Oh, we'll
it
make you
has-
care.
It
Wait till you
has
see this.
not slowed down. This footage is from like 3 days ago.
Yes.
Okay.
These are malls.
Yeah.
There's entire buildings full of water now.
Yeah.
Entire roads have become massive torrential rivers.
Yeah. Look at this absolute.
People-
That's an underground parking
Parking
garage.
garage.
The cars are self-parking. Latest technology in China. You know, cars will park themselves in the underground
They will.
parking lot. Look at that.
Where is the coverage on this? Guys, can you give this video a thumbs up? Just get some eyes on this.
Yeah, we'd
on
love
this.
that.
It's very important. Please, thank you.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff.
Yeah.
And again, where's the coverage? These whole cities are underwater right now.
Yep.
These cities are not getting that much rain.
They're not.
This is the messed up thing.
Yes.
If you want to look at it, because people will say like, "Oh, do you remember the Hurricane Katrina or something?" Go and look at the rainfall comparisons.
Yes.
Go and look at the data. You will be shocked at how much damage China suffers with such little rainfall.
Yeah, we have like a light drizzle.
We covered it. Why? We covered why.
Yeah.
The drains they don't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. The corrupt officials literally get drain grates put on the ground with
Yeah.
no hole.
Look at this entire gas station. Now that's
That's
pretty
some
insane.
imagery.
Yeah, I mean,
It actually ended up falling. I think it
2 days ago.
2 days ago fell
In
into
Guangxi,
the
yeah.
it was in Guangxi.
Yeah,
It fell into the actual river. there.
over there. Yeah.
Whole gas station.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there she goes. Yeah.
It's going down.
Thought I was looking at a still image for a second.
There she
There she
goes.
goes.
There goes your whole.
It's crazy
gas
how big
station.
stuff falls so slowly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that whole mass. You know. Again, having witnessed this myself in Shenzhen, you
too.
know, one time I was in a bus, in public bus, you know, driving along, and it started raining, and the water came up, and it actually covered cars on the side of the road, like to their roof, and the bus had to stop. We all had to get out and wait. It was waist deep water. I had to wade through. The bus couldn't continue anymore because it actually came and started leaking into the bus.
You know why that happened, right?
Why?
Well, it's just retribution for being a bus wanker.
It's probably. I used to travel on the bus a lot in China.
Joking. Instead of that.
And I'll tell you what, it was pretty crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is getting out of control. And again, this is not just in one province. I started by telling you about Guizhou, but it's all over
Yeah.
China at this point.
Look at this, some of the aftermath here, having to dig through the streets. Now that's, you know, by the time they get this stuff cleaned up, it happens again.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yes.
I mean, it takes months, maybe years to clean up this damage from the floods, right?
Yes.
But it comes back every year, every
does.
single year in China.
Every single year.
Yeah.
Particularly bad this year, and I do blame a lot of this on the crumbling new infrastructure. I know that sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but the stuff that was built in the 80s and 90s is much better in China than the stuff right now.
Yes.
Not to say it's good, it's definitely bad quality stuff.
Yeah, but it's much better.
The stuff that they're demolishing now from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, because they are currently demolishing that generation of building.
Yeah.
that stuff is better than the stuff they're currently putting up, like that bridge we just saw.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, again, it's all about speed. It's about getting it out there. Got to put up the facade. Got to impress people. Got to look like you're, really achieving something.
Yes, and when you disagree, you say, no, I want to live in my building that was only built 25 years ago. They say, no, we're bulldozing it. I'm going to set it on fire and then bulldoze it overnight.
China has that, with cars as well, which really annoyed me is, if your car's 12 years old, it has to be scrapped. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting insight into Chinese society.
Yeah.
So what you have,
government.
Government and society. Because look, let's look at this picture.
Yeah.
This is during the floods. You got water everywhere. You got a couple of old people walking here in the water. And in the background, there are some policemen overseeing people repairing a road.
Yes.
I guess like putting mud in a puddle. Take a look. They're just looking, and this old man falls down. You can see him above us with the old woman, and she's shouting to the police, like,
help.
Can you help? Right? And
He's
struggling.
very, very old man.
Take a look at the police over there. Both of them are looking.
They look.
They're watching. Okay? Now, if you were a policeman and you saw someone's in help, like an old man fell over, can't get up, he's in a puddle. He's maybe going to drown. What do?
You rush in there.
You just look, and then you turn away.
You literally ignore them.
You just ignore them. Yeah. Look back and, ignore them again. You can see she's shouting over there for help. No one's coming to help. We verified this is real footage, by the way.
Yes. This is so indicative of China.
Yeah.
Of modern China.
I mean, look, the cops are now even just walking away while she's struggling to get him back on his feet. Yeah. What is the opposite of protect and serve?
Ignore.
To harass and punish?
Yeah, I guess.
Or something?
But they're just ignoring.
Yeah, to ignore and, to ignore and self-serve.
Yes. Pick up the bike. Pick up the bike.
Look, dude fell down again. This poor old guy. You know what I mean?
Pick up the bike means do the right thing, and these cops are not doing the right thing.
No, they're not. It's really kind of painful to watch because, the guy really needs help, and these cops are right there. See?
CCP, government
look at them turning
employees
around.
on
Look, they're
display.
like looking, and they're like, whatever.
Pick up the old man.
But this is when you do see
Apathy and Schadenfreude.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look. This is when you see them actually doing something.
This is what matters. I mean, you say that, but what are they doing? They're raking a hole. They're raking a manhole cover.
No, they're making propaganda. See the guys taking the photos? Because that's what's important, is not helping people, but pretending that you are.
Yes.
That's China's whole thing about this, the facade, It's all about the image. It's about face.
Yes.
So you'll get these cops, and they're like, what are they doing? Right?
That's what I was going to say. They're trying to make propaganda, right? For the government to say, look at the police don't just help people.
Yeah.
They fix roads. They clean up.
Are they raking a manhole?
They could have come up with a better task to fake.
Like help someone across the road?
Which we have lots of footage of that.
Yeah.
Fake helping old people, and they redo the shot over and over again. They're raking them. You don't rake a manhole cover, guys.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what would have been amazing is
what?
if that manhole cover blew up.
That would have been
with
incredible.
the shit flying
yes,
everywhere.
that would have been incredible.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, we got the same imagery here, really. There's shit surrounding the manhole cover,
These cops are shit.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look. I mean, I'm so sorry, but this is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, oh, we're raking that manhole cover good. Let's get that shot.
Imagine showing this to an American police officer, be like, look at what Chinese cops, their responsibilities are.
Yeah, it's insane. Guys, last week.
This is the
last week you can get the Pick Up the Bike shirt. It's going away next week. It's gone next week.
Limited run. It's done. Hand drawn by our in-house artist, Dragonilla.
Yeah.
It is the final limited edition. 1 week left. Pick up the bike. It's your chance to get it. You can get it in t-shirt. You can get it in hoodie. You can get it in jacket.
Everybody who's gotten one loves it, and you know what? They're fantastic.
If you're going to go and collect our merch, by the way, to support us, which we really appreciate, printed in the USA, by the way.
Yep.
This is your last chance of getting it. You're not going to be able to get it again.
Correct.
We will have a new design coming out in a couple
and
weeks.
it's amazing. The new design is amazing.
So is this.
But this is amazing too. And again, no AI is used. This is proper art by a proper
Hand-drawn.
artist, a respected artist who really does a good job.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We appreciate what she does. In fact, all of our designs are hand-drawn
Yes.
by our in-house artist, Dragonilla.
Yeah.
And everything is printed in the USA. You can also get stickers. It's
Yep.
got a QR code on it. It says the media is lying to you about China. And when you
Yes.
scan it, it goes to our channel. The idea is that's more of a grassroots, because like, listen, if YouTube's gonna push down our thing, and if people's feeds and the people can't find our show and stuff, let's get the word out there, grassroots style. So people buy the stickers, they put them around where they want to put them. Last chance to get this though, beautiful design.
Absolutely.
Go to thechinashow.threadless.com if you're a listener and you didn't just see our ad.
We would love for you to support us there and also to wear it with pride, you know? Be a part of the China Show team, which you are if you're a viewer. You're a part of the family.
You are.
So, Slopaganda time, guys. It's my favorite part of the show. And we're having a little bit of a callback here because a new clip has just surfaced. A new clip. And let's take a look.
You can't make this up.
Can people
just can't make this up.
take a look closely what's going on here? What are they doing? Are they harassing the tree? Are they there to prune it? Are they there to
Leave that tree alone.
what are
Hey, teacher!
leave the tree
leave
alone?
that
What is
tree
he doing? What is he actually doing?
He's stapling leaves to it.
I think in this point they're just twisting it around. You know, there's like wire or something. Look at that.
They're attaching leaves to it, I should say.
So that is a brand new clip where they're doing this false greening, as it's called.
Is it not so poetic about what we just talked about, like cutting corners for the image and doing propaganda for the image rather than actually dealing with the problem?
So you've got a problem, right? Your trees just are simply dead.
Look like shit. They're sick of breathing that air.
Yeah. So then, you know, they're like, well,
Man.
exactly. So what are they going to do, right? They're like something. There's a reason why they're doing this. Okay, either a government official's coming into town, or they're about to be inspected, or they're trying to sell homes in that apartment block or something. They're like, we've got to make it green.
Percentage-wise, it's a government inspector's coming
Yes,
into town.
probably. So they don't want to make it look like they've been failing at their greenery projects or their greening projects because there's stipulations. You have to plant so many trees. So what do? They put fake leaves on the trees.
You can't make this up.
It's
Just can't make it up.
fake leaves, people. And guess what? This is not the first time. Okay, I've covered this on my channel before. We've covered it on the China Show, but here's a clip of them stapling fake leaves onto a tree.
With a staple gun.
Yeah, with a staple gun. Okay, same deal. You've got, I mean, that's...
Those are fake maple leaves on a not maple tree, by the way. Just trying to actually here. Actually.
He's stapling them directly into the tree trunk, the tree
the
branches.
trunk.
It's just like,
Not the branch.
like, what are you doing, dude? It's just not cool. You're hurting the tree. Okay, but this is kind of common. All right. I'd like you to pay attention to what you're looking at here.
Okay.
What can you see behind the... You know, this looks like camouflage or something.
It does.
But it's not. It's there to make it look from the sky like there's ground cover, right?
Oh.
But can you tell me what you see behind the ground cover?
I see painted rocks.
Painted rocks.
Green painted rocks.
Painted rocks. Now, okay. Can you, for a minute, just think about why someone would paint rocks green?
I can, because I lived in China for 10 years. A government inspector is going to helicopter over and he's going to go, wow, this area that we completely destroyed for all this time and turned all the surrounding villages into cancer villages because of all the factory runoff. Yeah. We've managed to re-green this and made it, because China's the green technology leader of the world, right? Check any headline, BBC, Fox, CNN, whatever. And you open up a headline, it's like China's green tech, something about China's green technology, right? So they go, we got to make this country green. Well, instead of actually doing anything in real life, they paint things green.
They paint it. And now here's the thing. There's something called hydroseeding, okay? And this is like if you've got a barren piece of land. Let's say you want to grow a lawn, okay? So you've got just like dirt there. You spray this liquid on, which is green, so it looks like paint, okay? But inside of it, it's got all the nutrients that you need, and it's got seeds and stuff, okay? That's hydroseeding. Okay, that's a legitimate thing that you do, okay? And you can do that on a piece of barren land. You do not do that on rocks, because nothing grows on rocks. No. Bare rocks. That's
lichens do.
Just in case somebody's trying to, in the comment, going to say like, oh, it's hydroseeding. That is not hydroseeding. That is painting rocks. Okay.
A CCP official can say,
yeah, you cannot put a seed on a rock and expect it to grow. You cannot put a seed with like fertilizer on a rock, on a bare rock cliff face like that and expect it to grow.
Painted rocks is wild. Bro.
Painted rocks.
Those aren't lichens.
No, exactly. How about this though?
I know this.
Just putting sod down on concrete.
See, they usually do this for when either a CCP official comes into town or they're trying to sell a new development property.
Yes.
For grift.
As you can
Or
see,
graft, I should say.
yeah, this doesn't work. When you've got these new development, they want to sell they have a building. Like we say, they've demolished and they've forcefully set on fire the people, so they run away. They demolish it and they're quickly building this new thing.
I'm not laughing at that. That's just so absurd.
I know.
But it's true.
And they want people to come in and buy. It has to look good, right? It's got to have landscaping.
Yes.
So they just throw sod down on... they're like, oh, sod it.
They're like, sod off? No, sod on.
Yes, they just throw it on top of concrete.
And then it
Which
dies
is just
immediately.
Dumb, dude. Look
It
at that.
dies immediately.
Does that look like
China.
it makes sense?
Grow the F up.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Be real. Be a real place.
I know. Stop this. This is dumb. To put sod directly on top of concrete like this is stupid.
I know, China, this is my appeal to you. I know you're feeding us great content here, but I'd rather have no content.
Yes.
You stop being so ridiculous.
Yes. Stop hurting the environment. Look at this. This is literally sod being put down on top of concrete gravel. It's dumb. That cannot grow. So how long is it going to last? Like a week? A couple days maybe? That's what it ends up looking like after a day or so.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Look at this. This person is putting the
It
sod.
looks like shit from the beginning.
I know. Look. Now here, okay, you say, oh, it's a bit of dirt, but it's just on top of tarp.
They put it on tarp?
Yes, they put it on tarp. It's so dumb. Okay, and now here again, the bushes are dead or whatever. It's winter, so you want to make them look green because you're making a sale or you got an inspector coming. Let's just spray the trees green. Again, guys, this isn't hydroseeding. You're not trying to plant something in the ground. You're just taking a tree and painting it green.
It's the worst possible shade.
Yeah, it doesn't look very natural, does it?
Looks like our green screen.
It does.
You would know if you joined us in the green room. Patreon.com/ADV podcast.
Exactly. Again, this is just China, the land of shortcuts and facades. All right.
It's brilliant, but so sad.
It's incredibly sad. It's also very counter to nature. I know you've got a bit of a green thumb. You like doing gardening and stuff like that, right? Do you think
I'm
this
a bit
is
of an
healthy?
environmentalist.
Yeah.
I'm not overtly. I'm not like an eco-terrorist.
No. I'm kind of I'm more of an animal rights kind of guy. You're more of an environmentalist.
Yes,
I think,
I would agree.
Yeah.
We talk like we come together.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
This is bad. It's just bad.
I think putting sod directly on concrete is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
I agree. One thing I think that China would love to do, because you see what they're doing here, right?
Yeah.
If they could paint the sky blue, because China's so dang polluted,
Yeah.
they would do it. Would they not?
Absolutely, they would. Maybe if they put a very fine shade net up there and they,
I think they
you
should
know what I mean?
put a giant Chinese tarp up there.
That one with
tarps
the red and blue and that thing. Yeah.
If you know,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
China's covered in tarp.
Yes.
Because there's all these shit construction
Yeah, they
projects
always see that stuff. Yeah.
put that up in the sky. It could be like a new texture for the sky.
Maybe if you get a powerful enough projector, you can just project clouds and a blue sky onto the smog.
I think we've given them a brilliant idea.
Dude, you know those drone shows with the lights they
Yes.
have all the time? Just make them in the shape of clouds or whatever.
You could, but I think your projector idea is more realistic.
Yeah, definitely.
Project the image of a blue sky.
Yeah.
This is why how different is it to this?
Yeah, now, what I'm showing you here is a bit more, some footage from one of my old videos over here. But basically, they do this when, if you've got a mining company or something, right? And they destroy an area.
They always do.
Yeah, they always do. And then
gut
the
it.
government's like, well, we're going to come and inspect to make sure you haven't made too much of an environmental impact. So then they just throw this stuff down. You know what I mean? It's like this all the time. It's always connected to the local governments. The local governments know what's going on. They're like, look.
And so do the officials. by
Yeah,
the way.
they're like bigwigs coming in from Beijing to come and do an inspection. So guys, put the green tarp or whatever, just put the camouflage over the barren rock and paint it green underneath. Isn't it ridiculous when you just look at that?
This is clown world.
Yeah, it is. Now, let's go a little further back in history, okay? So I want to just show you that this stuff's been going on in China for the longest time.
Right.
So this is 2007.
Right.
So we're talking way back. I mean, I was already in China at this
Yeah.
point. So it's not, for me, it's not that long ago. I remember when this happened.
Right.
Guys decided that they're going to paint this mountainside because, they quarried it out and messed it up and they're going to have a local government come in. So
Brings so much attention to it.
okay,
No, Mom, I didn't.
yeah, exactly.
You're covered in chocolate, and there's a big dent in the cake she just made.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but okay. My favorite thing about all of this is that you think like, okay, how did they paint this? They literally went out and they used like oil paint.
I'd forgotten about
Yeah,
this.
it's ridiculous. I got a couple more pictures coming up here just so you remember. This, like I said, this is going on. They have different, look, Mountain gets a makeover with green paint,
That's incredible. I love how far because you'd maybe do like 5 feet of it, and
Yeah.
you go, holy shit, this is bringing so much attention.
Yeah, but they're like, let's carry on. And it's
finished.
literally oil paint that they used. You had a guy who, this is again a mining quarry, and they were going to have an inspection, so they painted all the rocks green to make it look like that they hadn't made a big impact.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they got caught out though, but this though, dude, this is just dumb. I
love that.
Yeah, it's just. I'm never going to get over the fact that they did that. And they did it to varying degrees. Of course, they've become more and more sophisticated nowadays. That's so stupid. I'm sorry. It's neon green.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's so stupid. What are you doing, dude? Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
This guy, by the way, he wanted to make the feng shui better
Uh-huh.
for the mountain. Because you see, that's natural over there. The fact that you got
Yes.
those cliffs.
Yeah.
He wanted to make the feng shui better, so he painted it green. It's so
And
horrible.
again, I like how far he went with it.
Yes. He's like, I'm just going all the way in.
Yeah.
I've screwed up this much. May as well just keep on going. So just so you know, you see some of this stuff is old, but the stuff that we showed you with the leaves being stapled onto the trees is brand new. Brand new.
Yeah.
This was like this week.
But the greening thing's still happening.
Oh, they do it all the time. So it hasn't stopped. It's just changed. The methodology has changed.
They've updated. Like staple guns and wire.
Yes.
This is the way. No more oil paints.
Yeah, exactly. No more oil paint to paint a whole mountainside.
Actually, I would not. I'm sure they're still doing that somewhere.
Oh, yeah, but they're probably using like a better way to camouflage it,
Yes.
They paint it better. They get actual artists to come in.
Snows can be used for sports to install the more smoother and enjoyable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Did he sign off on that?
I think he did.
Oh, excellent.
So that brings that part of the show over, and it's Worldview time, where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China. And what's this?
There's a couple things I want to go over here. China is purging its entire military, and I think people need to understand how this works. The most powerful entity in China is its military. The
Yeah.
generals are corrupt beyond your wildest dreams.
Sure.
Right? And that's a big problem for the central leadership because they need to be in direct control of said military.
Yes.
They've always been technically connected, but the military's always kind of been running the show. They can do whatever they want, right?
Yep.
Xi Jinping doesn't like that.
Nope.
And you can see, actual evidence of this. He keeps just purging the shit out of the PLA.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting purged and purged and purged. Well, the entire military, really.
Well, I mean, it's a threat to his power.
It is. So another top Chinese general. This was an admiral, Miao Hua, a senior admiral.
admirable? Did you say-
admiral?
I thought you said admirable.
Admiral.
You said admirable.
Admiral.
But you did say admirable.
Well, guess what? He was an admirable admiral.
Okay.
He was.
Yeah.
One of the top.
Yes.
Miao Hua, an admirable admiral
Okay.
from the People's Liberation
Was
Army.
he admirable, or are you just making that up?
I'm throwing that in
Yeah,
there
okay. I feel like,
I'm painting
he's in
my-
the PLA.
I'm painting my words green.
Okay, right, yeah.
From the PLA Navy, was a director in political work department of the Central Military Commission, making him responsible for ideology and loyalty within the armed forces.
Yeah.
So this guy is like, everyone has to be loyal, right?
Yes.
Xi Jinping's like, no, you're only loyal to me.
Yes.
I am starting to think we're going to see some sort of Mount Rushmore equivalent of what America has, but with Xi Jinping's face on it soon.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that
It's out of
stupid
control.
Mao Zedong, like Beethoven-looking
Yes.
statue
We're
thing.
going to see that with the current leader.
Yes,
I'm
for sure.
telling you.
Yeah, it's happening.
He is one of the highest ranking CMC officials to be purged since the 1960s. So this was a big deal.
Right.
This is getting everyone concerned that China's internal politics are out of control. Really just kind of like a train
Yeah.
running down the rails with no brakes.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get somebody with too much power.
Yes. Just an article to read through there. This was kind of interesting. So China has these fishing platforms. Well, they
Yeah.
call them fishing
Oh, I call them fish farms, right?
fish farms.
Yes.
And there are these platforms in the ocean, and Korea is starting to go, wait a minute. With all this stuff they're doing in the South China Sea, with all this land reclamation, they're doing a militarization of these islands, South China Sea, and also the Philippines. Why wouldn't they be using these for other purposes?
Of course, they're going to be there for like listening stations, espionage.
You know how like you have to have like some sort of like proof or whatever.
You don't need proof.
After
No.
what we've seen China doing,
If there's, remember in the beginning with the South China Sea, they set up a little bamboo platform or whatever and
Yes.
said, this is just for fishermen to be able to stop
Yes.
and rest. And then
Yes.
they built it into a full-on militarized island with
Yes.
airstrips and missile launchers and
Yes.
radar. So why would they not do the same here?
so I'll just read this blurb. In recent
Okay.
years, China has towed a decommissioned offshore oil drilling rig and 2 giant octagonal steel cages into the sea between China and South Korea, saying that the structures were used as deep-sea fish farms in shared waters. But South Koreans now fear that they're more than that, and they could be used to expand China's military influence 110%.
That's what they're there for.
You should have been picked up on this a long time ago. I
Should have
think.
stopped it. You should have been like, nah, get them out of here.
It's almost a guarantee.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just an interesting read.
Yeah, for sure.
But that leaves us.
With our Q&A, it's Yamcha time, guys. This is where we answer your questions and you question our answers. It's Friday. I hope everybody is getting ready to have a fantastic weekend.
Yes.
You know, because no matter what is going on in the world, you can still always manage to find a way to have a fantastic weekend.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, so it's time to loosen the tie. Say goodbye to everyone who's not watching us live or on the weekend. Monday we get rid of it, so
But
video adieu.
Remember, on patreon.com/ADP podcast, you can get this episode with the Q&A intact, and it's completely ad-free.
Correct.
Because you know how annoying ads are on YouTube.
And that's not our fault, by the way. YouTube just
No.
pumps them in if they, we
we
try.
have it on the lowest setting.
You get settings. You're like, do you want lots?
You know how it's portrayed too? It's like, how much money do you want? And we're like, the least amount of money, because we don't want to annoy you guys.
Yeah, but they still pump them out, so sorry about that. So stay awesome. We'll catch you next time. But for the rest of you, let's get right